CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So you can get more PPP 1.0? The answer is yes, and it's basically this. If you didn't get enough of round one because you didn't know certain expenses could be included, and therefore the amount that you got was less than what you could have qualified, then you can reapply for PPP 1.0. Now, let me back up for a second. I want to make sure you're aware of two things. One is that now in the second round, there is first draw and there's second draw. It's all part of second round. Think of second round as they just now put more money back in the PPP program. First draw is that if you're going to go and reapply to get more of PPP 1, you would go to first draw and you would reapply for the amount. The second thing to note is that I don't see right now how you would be able to reapply for one and get your second draw, because there has to be a 90-day window between first draw and second draw, including if you're reapplying for first draw. Why would you even want to go get more? Well, if you don't qualify for the second draw, remember this is second round of PPP. More money's been put in PPP. To get more for those that already applied for PPP, regardless if you got forgiveness or not, for you to get more PPP, okay, then you're going to second draw, but you have to have had more than a 25% decrease in your gross receipts in any one quarter in 2020 versus 2019. So if you don't qualify for that, you're not going to get the second draw for those of you that got PPP before, okay? But here's the thing, it has to be that you didn't qualify for the right amount because you didn't know you qualified for more when you got it. Another way to look at this is, did you get PPP 1 in 2020, year 2020? Okay, now we're in 2021 and you're like, okay, I need more. Okay, I don't qualify for PPP 2.0. Okay, so now I need to look at, well, can I reapply for what's now called the first draw, because it's based on the old rules, because first draw out of this second round doesn't require a 25% decrease in gross receipts in any one quarter in 2020 versus 2019. But the reapplication is only well, here's what I applied for. In essence, it was based on this information. You weren't aware that it included additional expenses that could have qualified you for more. You don't get to go and plead your case to get more PPP. That's not at all what reapplying for PPP first draw, first round is all about. How would that come out? Few examples. Someone who is self-employed and they didn't get PPP 1 based on their net of their income on Schedule C, and they only got it based on the employees that they're paying, or vice versa. They got it PPP 1 based on their net Schedule C, but they had employees, they didn't know they could include them. Or there's many that got the first round, okay, that's the amount in 2020, and they didn't know they could include the partners, which you get to include on Schedule K1 of a partnership, Box 14A on any of those partners included in that amount. Maybe were those that got PPP in 2020, first round, they didn't know that they could include the owners, or you didn't know you could include the health insurance or the retirement plan, right? So technically SBA said, no, this cannot be because you had an error. This is that you didn't have in your calculation all of the qualifying expenses, which is the gross payroll, the employer paid of health insurance, the employer paid of retirement benefits, plus the state unemployment tax. So again, why would somebody reapply? Well, they don't qualify for second draw, and or they qualify for second draw, but they don't have that much that they actually get to include in the calculation. What would that be? A Schedule C filer that doesn't have net income, okay? So now they're looking at it and they're like, well, I don't have net income. I have a gross receipts reduction. I don't have net income in 19 or 20, okay? But when I applied for PPP 1, I didn't know I could include my employees, or I didn't know I could include my net and I only included my employees. I could run scenarios forever. But the reason that you would look at reapplying is, first, I don't qualify for the second draw because I don't meet the receipts test. The second is, okay, well, if I reapplied, how much would I be able to get? If I do qualify for second draw because I have the gross receipts test met, well, then what's my amount that I would get if I got a second draw? So if I reapply, how much is it? If I got a second draw, how much is it? Those are going to be unusual circumstances because with second draw, you get the higher of 19 or 20 based on your calculation. So it's going to be rare circumstances. But Schedule F, it is based on your gross now. So that's definitely one to look at. Now, when you're going for PPP-1 reapply, it does not include or require a reduction in gross receipts because it follows the same rules as it was before with first round. So if you got PPP before and you're reapplying, it's the same rules. So that also puts more employees as available, meaning PPP-1 was for 500 or less employees. PPP-2 is 300 or less employees. Now, if you're getting down in this minutia and the reapplying and running some numbers, run your calculations. You're going with the higher amount. You're only going to be able to do one or the other based on the time frame. Get with your bank. Okay, get with your bank. If your head's swirling on this, most likely it's going to be a very, very, very low percentage. They're going to go back and reapply and get more in a reapplication than they would if they got and qualified for PPP-2. Now, if you never got PPP before, in any way, shape, or form, then you go to sba.gov/PPP, you go to the first draw, and you apply under the first draw, which is the same rules as before. So we got second round that has these three options. First draw is you never got it before. First draw is you're reapplying for more PPP based on 1.0. And then you have second draw, which is you got PPP before. If you made it to here and you're not a subscriber, you're really missing out. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm putting together for these videos to help my clients. In essence, you're getting to listen in. Turn on the notification, subscribers, lots going on. And then in the playlist, or scratch that, in the body of this, I have a playlist link to PPP 2.0 to check out more videos subject by subject. Go to sba.gov/PPP, get with your bank. You want to get after this. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me.